conversations with our queens from across the world. They are entertaining, educating with tons of passion. Welcome to the show, Queens Forever. Greetings to one and all. Welcome to the show, Queens Forever, where we get this wondrous opportunity of meeting and, of course, greeting and knowing the beauteous journeys of all our gorgeous, stunning, and intelligent queens. Our queen in this episode is very special. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She's been listed as one of the women to watch in the Power of She newsletter, having gone through so much in life at such a young age. She's the one who's completely compassionate about everything that she does, about the pledge campaign. Of course, at the same time, something that she really does for the masses, that's create awareness. I'm going to tell you a lot about her. And of course, you'll be really amazed to know that irrespective of everything that she's gone through in her life, in her career, she's the one who's excelled just like the phoenix bird. Well, my dear friends, please join me in welcoming our beauty queen who's still breathing the beautiful experience of the beauty pageant. Our queen, let's welcome Miss USA Transcontinental 2021. It's a pleasure to have the very amazing Miss Rene Crystal Hamlet here with us. Hi, Rene. How are you doing here today?
I am doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. And after meeting you in person and knowing everything that you've experienced in your life and taking a look at your lovely smile and the very precious crown, oh my God, I'm over. So welcome to Queens Forever, brought to us by Magic Comics, We International, and you are watching us on IndusTV Global. So how are you feeling here and still remembering the beautiful moment, Rene, you just lived a few months ago, winning the title of Miss USA Transcontinental?
Well, I was Miss US Transcontinental 2021. And in September, in Atlanta, Georgia, I was crowned the new Miss Transcontinental 2022. It has been an amazing year. And I'm still in shock that I was the one crowned. I just remember being on stage and hearing the names being called and kind of like unfocused, and then hearing my name and my title. And I remember just looking down at my feet and saying, thank you, God, and walking forward and getting my crown.
So do you want to share with us the beautiful moment when you were announced that and the Miss USA Transcontinental is Miss Rene Crystal Hamlet? So how did it feel at that point of time? And what was that moment like, the last 1 minute before you were announced as the winner?
When they announced me as Miss Transcontinental, I remember thinking to myself, like re-listening to what they said, playing it back in my head, making sure that it was me so I wouldn't step forward and be embarrassed. So I just remember sitting there, hands on my sides. I was nervous. I was playing with my sequins on my gown. I was looking down, repeating what they had said and being like, okay, that's me. And I went back and actually watched the video, and you can actually see like my wheels turning in my head and me like being like, okay, that was me. And then walking forward and kneeling down to have them put the crown on my head, like all these emotions started coming up, all the hard work I had put into it, everything that had led me up to that point, and how thankful I was for the opportunity and to be crowned Miss Transcontinental.
Beautiful. We are actually living that moment. And I'm going to ask you, of course, which was that question, which won you the crown. You want to share with all of us the last question, which really won you the crown?
Well, for this pageant, we didn't do questions on stage. We had to give a presentation to the other contestants, judges, and it was actually open to the public. It was a speech about what the pledge campaign meant to us And the pledge campaign is the platform for the transcontinental pageants. So, yeah, that speech, listening to all the women talk about their stories and what led them to this moment was just amazing. And I felt so blessed to be in a room with so many successful women who, like me, had a hard life and who was told that you'd never get anywhere in your life and proving everybody wrong. It was also a very tearful experience. And after telling your story and hearing all these other women's stories, you're just blown away. And the connection you feel with these women and the bond you have with them is just something that I've never experienced in my life before. So it was amazing.
Beautiful. Rene, you were born in Las Vegas, and then, of course, you've traveled, for various reasons all across the United States. I'm going to ask you a little bit about the hardships that you've gone through. But before that, let me tell you, for all your brilliant achievements, we are truly delighted because you become, of course, an internationally renowned figure by now. So we would definitely make sure that you enter our Indian film industry, which everyone is extremely fond of, as much as you are. So do you know of someone who's going to give you a break with our Indian films? And would you like to feature in one of them and, of course, show your acting powers as well?
Yes, his name is Mr. India. He takes in a lot of Americans here and helps get them into Bollywood.
Yeah, I love that. So
yeah, he's amazing.
Absolutely. Our shining star in Bollywood, who's very close to all the superstars of our Indian film industry. May we please welcome India's #1 promoter of art and culture in the United States, Mr. India, Mr. Bharat Goradia ji. Welcome to you, Bharat ji.
थैंक यू सिमरन, थैंक यू। सबसे पहले तो इंडस टीवी के सारे दर्शकों को भरत गोड़िया का प्रणाम, सिमरन को नमस्ते, एंड रेने, you are an international personality, so to you a global namaste. First of all, on behalf of our sponsor River Comics and We International, it is indeed my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you on one of the finest talks of all time called Queens Forever on Indus TV. A very, very hearty welcome to you, dear. And of course, it is our pleasure and privilege to introduce to Bollywood and especially the Indian film industry, because you are so pretty, so beautiful, and multi-talented actress, dancer, singer, and you are just amazing artist. So Bollywood would love to have you in their fold, such a multi-talented artist like you. And since now Bollywood has started welcoming various international stars from various countries of the world, like Katrina Kaif, Nora Fateh, Ellie Avram, Evelyn Sharma, and all. So why not Rene? And I'm damn sure, considering your talent, I think after 2-3 years, myself and Simran has to stand in the queue to take your autograph in the Indian Film Industry, superstar of Indian film industry.
Thank you so much.
So once again, a very, very hearty welcome to you, dear.
Thank you. I thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And thank you, everyone, you watching us. And of course, let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to talk next. Of course, right after the break. Now, this is very, very serious, that I want all of you to please pass on this message to everyone, that once we are diagnosed with, stress disorder, how to really look after yourself is something we learned from Rene, and know about her condition, as well as in the very beautiful way that she's spreading awareness regards the same. But right after this super short commercial break, till then, enjoy the colorful River Comics. Hope you've really made your life colorful with all your loved ones around you and you watching us here on Queens Forever, only on IndusTV Global. Rene, I'm sorry, I know it's going to be a little different right now. And I really want you to speak out to the world, because the world needs to know about everything that you've gone through and that you were diagnosed with this complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Are you comfortable speaking about this to everyone?
Yes, definitely. I think it's a story that needs to be heard.
Sure. So I would really want you to tell the world that how did this happen and how did you actually get out of it? And then, it's not just ending there. After that, the abusive relationships that you've gone through. We are only gonna take a lesson from this, Rene, that, people who are actually going through the same kind of disorder, or probably who know of people who are going through this, how can they really convince them and help them get out of this? So this is only from that, connection, that connectivity, that we are here to help people out, and of course to give them this beautiful message. So would you like to tell us a little bit about that phase you were going through, and after all that, after going through all that, and after your abusive relationships, and you became vocal about this, still winning the crown and living with positivity and pride. So tell us a little bit about this.
Okay. When I was in high school, I had my first long-term relationship. And actually, I think it was one of my first relationships. I really didn't know what was normal and what wasn't. I dated this guy for a few years, and it turned into first a verbally and emotional abusive relationship, and then he became physical. And cops were called multiple times. His mom even warned me to stay away from him because he was not a good guy. And finally, I really don't remember what it was that finally separated us, but it happened, thankfully. And I had no idea I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I had a lot of anxiety, fears. I kept ending up in toxic relationships, and I couldn't break that pattern. Then about 5-8 years ago, I was in another relationship, and the same thing started happening. He was very, very sweet at first. He love bombed me, made me think he was this great guy. And slowly his real personality would show. He would start insulting me, talking down to me. And before somebody knows it, they're in an abusive relationship. People always say, why didn't you leave? Like, when he first started doing this stuff, why didn't you? And it's very hard to explain because you don't see it really happening. It completely just, one day you're in this great relationship, and the next day you don't even know how you got there. He started out verbally abusing me, then emotionally, mentally, and then it finally got to physical. And I was in this relationship for a few years, and I had no idea how much of my true self I lost. I was unable to do pageants, modeling, acting, basically anything that I want to do. I didn't see any of my friends. I barely spoke to my family. It was just something I would never want anybody to have to go through. Finally, we broke up, and 2 years later, I had this amazing group of friends, and people started talking to me about like what I had gone through, and kind of helped push me into going into therapy and talking to a professional, because they knew how much I was struggling still. And I mean, social anxiety. I was having nightmares every night, waking up crying. It was just horrible. So I went to therapy and I started opening up about it. And that's when I was diagnosed with complex PTSD. And complex PTSD and PTSD are similar, but the difference is that it's multiple occasions, long-going trauma. So for PTSD, it'd be like a car accident or seeing one traumatic event. And then complex PTSD is years of it, happening over and over again. And once I was told I had complex PTSD and it was explained to me, like I felt so much lighter. Everything that I had been feeling, thinking, and going through, it all made sense. And that was the start of my journey to healing and starting to love myself again and stop blaming myself. And it's not like, one therapy session and you're better. It takes years and it's still a work in progress. You really need to find a therapist that you really connect with, that you feel safe with. Friends, family, support groups, they're all really important, especially finding other women or men who have been through the same thing and are on the same journey, because that is so helpful in knowing like what you're feeling and what you're going through is completely normal. And I'm so happy that like I got past that and I started getting back into pageants. I started modeling, I started acting. I was taking my IT security career like to my next level. Everything just started turning around. And the more I learned about my disorder, the stronger, the happier, and the more successful I got. And the harder I pushed to prove not only him, but other people that even though you went through something horrible, it doesn't define you. You define yourself, and you can have the life that you want if you put the work in and you get the help that you need and you accept what happened instead of trying to push it down, hide the feelings. It's just, you need to get through it. And lo and behold, you blossom into this amazing person that I'm thankful for. And honestly, like if I hadn't been through those before, I don't know if I'd be sitting here today. So I feel very blessed that I know I had something horrible happen to me, but in a way it led me here. So I wouldn't change it.
Thank you for being vocal about this. Let me tell you, Rene, and let me tell you, this is a message to the world. And no matter what you go across, and no matter, what you feel or think about our queens, that, hey, they are the lucky ones. How lucky are they to win the crown? How lucky are they? But let me tell you, they go through all the hardships. Mm-hmm. They go through a lot of life too. But irrespective of all the circumstances, they stand out. So you could be a winner in you. And this is a beautiful message. And that's the only reason, Rene, I wanted you to speak about this in our show, Queens Forever, because we are telling them about the complete girl, about the complete woman, let the world know that what really, is important, of course, for everyone to know about a queen, that irrespective of all the challenges, that they go through, they just stand out. And that is why we applaud for you and we appreciate the achievement of yours. So we are really proud of you, Rene. I want to really get into the happy zone that you are in, because we're talking of good things. But this was just as a message, as a queen. I think it's very important for people to even realize this, that, if, Rene can do this, you can definitely get out of your situation and go ahead and seek help, speak it out to your friends. And please, life is truly beautiful, and every second, every breath of life is precious. So make the most out of it and be very happy. So coming back to the beauty pageant, share with us a little experience about the first day at the pageant, when you're meeting your sister queens. How was the feeling? Were you a little bit nervous, a little bit jittery in your tummy, or was it very comfortable? You were like your confident self.
So the first night, it was orientation, and I got there the night before and I actually knew one of the other girls. So we got a car together, we got our hotel room together. So that made it a lot less kind of like anxious. But the first night of orientation, you get there and you're kind of nervous, like how will the other women treat you? But every time I do this, I always get nervous about that. And then I start to meet them and they are the nicest women. They're very friendly. We become friends even after the pageant, and you start talking to them and you have so much in common, and you wouldn't even realize by looking at them and talking to them with how, put together and confident they are, the stuff that they've been through. And so I feel like I'm in my world. Like I finally found my place in the world. I belong here. They've been through what I've been through. They're still standing. They're succeeding in life. So after meeting them, I just feel full of like happy feelings and excitement and really anxious in a good way to start the week and do all the stuff that we have planned. And I feel right at home.
Wow. Let me tell you, Rene, that was beautiful. Actually, we're visualizing everything that you spoke about. I really want to know that you are also the Washington State's ambassador for PTSD.
Yes.
So would you like to tell everyone about this?
So I think it was in 2019 or right before COVID hit. I was on Facebook and I came across a post about this woman looking for ambassadors for PTSD. And this is just a little bit after I got diagnosed. And I had already known that I wanted to help other women, children, men who have been abused. So I saw this and I just had this feeling in my gut, contact her. This is meant for you. So I contacted her. I got involved with the ambassador program. I was titled Miss Washington Ambassador for PTSD. And I joined this great community of women who all are ambassadors for a different subject. And through that company or through that ambassador program, I actually learned about the transcontinental pageant. And once I heard about that and I heard about their platform, the Pledge campaign, I was sold. I knew I had to be a part of that amazing pageant. And lo and behold, here I am. I joined on as Miss USA Transcontinental. And then, like I said earlier, in September of 2021, I won the Transcontinental pageant. So the whole ambassador pageant women kind of all combined together. So it was a great experience getting to join both of them.
Brilliant. Knowing more about Miss Rene and her challenges and her beautiful moments at the pageant as she's crowned Miss USA Transcontinental 2021. But right after this super short commercial break, hey guys, you're watching us on IndusTV Global. I want you all to share this with all your loved ones because you have no idea it might be of help to someone. And especially in this episode that we've spoken about, stress disorder, and we're very lucky that Rene has agreed, to speak about this and has already spoken on the show. I really want you to spread this with all your loved ones and people that you know. Go ahead, share it on your Facebook, on your Insta, on your Twitter, and all the social media handles. A humble thanks to River Comics for making our lives colorful. And of course, for V International for being here with us always for Queens Forever. You're watching us only on Indus TV Global. See you guys super soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for We International Founder, President, Chairman, Mr. Bharat Goradia, Bollywood star. Mr. Bharat Goradia with legendary singers from Indian music industry. He believes in spreading smiles over everyone's faces. Sports champion. The Dada Saheb Phalke Award and Bharat Gaurav Pride of India Award winner Mr. Bharat Goradia has been innumerably awarded across the globe for his outstanding work in the field of promoting Indian arts and culture all over the world.
We are with our gorgeous Miss Rene. Miss Rene, tell us, what was the biggest challenge for you at this beauty pageant? The point of time when you realize that, oh my God, I think this is not going to be an easy ride for me. I'm not going to sail in the boat very comfortably. Share with us that moment because you've gone through a lot of fear in life, a lot of, moments where you're not being confident about yourself. Did it ever come back to you, or were you really in this happy confidence zone?
I don't think I'm ever super confident. I try to hide that a little bit. I'm always a little anxious. But I think when we had to talk about our stories and what the Pledge campaign meant to us, I've talked about what has happened to me plenty of times to people
Right.
through interviews, through friends, family, therapy. But I've never stood there in front of a room full of people that, I might be close to and people I don't know and actually speak about it. For some reason, doing that really made it seem real again. So I got very anxious about it and was worried that I would cry, that I wouldn't be able to finish it, that I don't know. I had so many worries. But once I got up there and I said my opening line, I looked at all the women out there and all of them are smiling and nodding and I could feel them cheering me on. And so I was able to get through it. It's it was minutes long, but just felt like seconds. And afterwards, hearing the girls applaud and thank me for telling them my story, I felt so comfortable. So the rest of the pageant, I felt pretty good until it came show night and I had to be on stage in a bathing suit. That kind of made me a little anxious. But again, like the women backstage, the women that were also competing, they were just so uplifting and helpful and made me feel excited and great to get out there. Once I got out there and heard the applause, yeah, I felt great about it.
Lovely. How important is your family, supporting you for a beauty pageant, or the sponsors, especially the finance support that you need? What are the advice you like to everyone?
Yeah, having my family support, I don't know if I could do it without them. For mostly the emotional support and the times where I think to myself, I can't do this. This is getting too hard. I'll look stupid. I'll fail. And then push me. It's telling me, remember why you're here. Remember how you got here. Like, don't give up. You've overcome so many obstacles. You need to do this for yourself. And so that always gets me up and gets me going. And it's so nice to be able to, like, after I won the title, they're the ones, my family are the ones that saw the sweat, the blood, the tears on my journey for the year to get there and how much it's meant to me. So winning the crown and then being able to go backstage and call my mom and have her tell my dad, my sister, my aunt, it means the world to me. And I definitely wouldn't have been on stage if it wasn't for the sponsors. Not only do they help you financially, but they also help you emotionally in a way with believing in you so much that they were willing to help. And that feeling is just absolutely amazing to have. Sometimes the sponsors will be strangers. So to have a stranger sit there and say, you know what, I believe in you. I'm going to sponsor you, whether it's a gown, financial products. It just feels amazing to have that support from strangers.
Brilliant. So we are here with our very gorgeous Miss USA Transcontinental 2021, who's still living a beautiful moments of the pageant experience. So here we come to the last round, that is a rapid fire round. I have a little extra questions for you because we really want to know, all about your beauty secrets, your skin secrets, and the like. So let's get started with our first question, and that is, who inspired you the most at the pageantry?
My pageant director, Sabrina. She has been through similar circumstances with abuse, and she pushed through it hard. She became a wonderful model, a role model. She has this own pageant where she's helping other girls. She started up the Pledge campaign, and she is just absolutely amazing. Being able to know her story and then seeing where she is in life right now is just absolutely amazing and very inspiring.
And who's been your inspiration in your childhood? The dream queen, that you can think of in your childhood who really inspired you?
Well, I want to say my mom, because I know she had been through a lot, and I always saw her working hard. Whatever she put her mind to, she would accomplish it. And she was my biggest cheerleader. She got me into things that I didn't think I could do. And if I was failing at something or I wasn't happy with the way it was going, she would be right there next to me, pushing me, loving me, and she was just absolutely amazing. So being able to see her go through those struggles and end up on top, huge inspiration too.
Which is your favorite color for the swimwear round and the evening wear round?
Well, for swimwear, it was black and white, and I love the black swimsuit. For evening gown, my favorite colors are ruby colors, so like a dark blue or a deep red or a nice deep green. Those are my colors.
Wow. How do you believe in being beautiful 24/7? So what, according to you, makes you beautiful throughout?
I think what makes somebody beautiful is their personality, how they treat people. You can be pretty phased, but if you treat people poorly, it makes a person ugly on the outside too. So I think the best key is to treat people great and be happy and try to always look for that silver lining. Because positivity plays a huge role in it too.
Oh, beautiful. I think really amazing, the kind of silver lining that you spoke about. there is a beauty in every single thing that you see. So just be positive. So thank you for that. Rene, I really want to know that just before the pageant, which are the foods that you gave up on? Maybe your favorite foods, but not so healthy, but you gave up on just because you wanted to be in the best shape.
Pizza. I love my pizza. Yeah, I love the carbs, the cheese, the pepperoni. So not so great on the figure. So I had to give that up for a while. Yeah, very happy to go home and have a slice.
Which are the superfoods you can vouch for, especially for someone who needs energy, because you need a lot of energy. You need to be awake for long hours and we hardly get sleep during the pageant time. So which are the superfoods you vouch for?
Well, I also have fibromyalgia, so I'm always in pain and tired. So I learned a lot by reading a book for autoimmune diseases, and fruits and vegetables, mostly vegetables, have played a huge role in my energy. So I usually like romaine lettuce, cabbage, pretty much anything green. I stay away from like the tomatoes and onions just because those can cause issues. So yeah, pretty much any green vegetable I'll vouch for, and I live off of it.
3 things you never leave your house without. You always carry in your bag. Which are those 3 things?
Chapstick, my wallet, and my cell phone.
Yeah. Lovely. Your chapstick. If you had just 2 minutes to do your makeup, what would you accentuate more, your eyes or your lips?
Definitely my eyes. I think a little mascara or a little eyeliner goes a long way, or like a little bit of eyebrow pencil or shadow.
Beautiful. Which is that lovely compliment you received from one of the sister queens during the pageant?
I think one of the best compliments was being told I was strong and they're proud of me after hearing my story. And if I can go through that, then I can get on stage and I should walk proudly because everything I had been through led me to that point. And I should be very proud of everything that has happened.
I want you to share your stiletto experience with you, the time when it becomes very tough for all of us to wear the stilettos for those long hours, especially in the grand finale. Do you want to share with everyone that how comfortable or how difficult was it for you, that phase?
I think this time it was a little bit easier for me because I've had experience, but there's definitely things that can help. Like you really need to practice in them, make sure they're broken in. I've gone on stage in shoes I had just gotten, haven't put on, and it is painful. So definitely like make sure you wear them a few days or a few weeks before the event, kind of break them in and get used to it. But I've had some weird experiences and bad experiences with it. But this last pageant, I was prepared. I knew what I was doing. So thankfully I got through it without any disasters.
Share with us your favorite hobbies, besides, of course, working for the causes and doing philanthropic work.
One of my favorite hobbies is hiking. I love getting out in nature and getting away from all the hustle and bustle. Being out in nature kind of helps center me, and it also really helps me think. So if I'm stressed or can't make up my mind about something, I usually go out into nature, hike up a trail, find a nice little lookout, sit there and just kind of meditate on it.
Oh, beautiful. What is your say on mental, looking after your mental health? And you said you are into meditation. So I really want you to give one tip to everyone on how do you mentally be peaceful and at peace at yourself.
You got to find something that you love that causes you to calm down. Like for what I said, for me, for nature, when I'm out there, I feel one with nature. I feel peaceful. My mind stops racing. It really helps me focus on the issue at hand. So no matter what it is, if it's painting or talking to a friend, you really got to find what helps you and keep doing that. Because if it wasn't for nature, like I don't even know, like that helps calm me down so much. I think it's really great for my mental health.
Which is that important trait that a female needs to have to win the crown, according to you?
I think a lot of people would say confidence, but I think it's more of self-love and feeling comfortable with who you are. You can act super confident, but if deep down you don't really love who you are and love what you stand for, I don't think, no matter how much confidence you may be showing, I don't think it will show up as well as truly loving yourself and caring for yourself.
This is a unique answer we've received, and thank you for giving us that very different realization of your own and letting us know about this. Your toughest round at the Miss USA Transcontinental.
Oh, toughest round. Oh, there's kind of a tie there. The speaking about my experiences, that seemed like it was going to be tough, but I think bathing suit always kind of gets women a little nervous because you're on stage in a bathing suit and, stilettos, walking, strutting, trying to make sure you don't slip, make sure you're smiling. So that always gets me a little nervous.
Your best moment at the New York Fashion Week. You've been a part of the New York Fashion Week, am I right?
Yes.
What's the best moment?
I think my favorite moment, besides being on stage and be able to walk that runway, was being able to meet everyone I met. I met some really great other models, fashion designers, photographers. It was just a really great community. And after the runway show, we all went out for drinks and dinner, and we got to know each other one-on-one. And I absolutely love meeting other people who are on stage, because people always think they're not like them, but you sit down with them and you have so much in common, and they're just normal people too. And that is just so fun to see and get to know them.
There's a very famous saying, they say, once a queen, always a queen. Do you believe in this?
Oh, yeah. I told myself in my last pageant, I won a national title. I'm going to retire. And then I found out about Miss Transcontinental pageant and what it stood for. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go for that. And now that, it's almost over, I'm going to pass my crown down here shortly. I'm thinking, I don't think I'm done. I think I want to get back out there. Not just to win, but because of the women you meet and the experiences about talking about what you've been through and helping other people. That's what I love so much about pageants. So yeah, I think I'll always be a queen.
Oh, that's amazing. So we have a very special question for you, Miss Rene Hamlet. And for this question, I'm going to invite Bharat Goradia ji once again here with us. And he's going to take you in a romantic spree.
Hi, Rene.
Hi.
What an amazing, outstanding, unique answers you have given to all the questions put up by Simran. Amazing, outstanding. Anyway, I have a very interesting question to ask you. If given the opportunity to go on a date with any of the Hollywood, Bollywood, or any celebrity of the world, whom will you go with and where will you take him to? And what conversation or song you can sing him for?
Oh, that's a tough one. Any celebrity. I think it'd have to be the lead singer of my favorite band. And for the date, I think it would be, I love San Francisco. I think going to San Francisco to a waterfront dinner would just be amazing. And since he's a singer, maybe he could sing me a song.
Wow, wonderful. Anyway, on behalf of our sponsor, River Comics and Be International, thank you so very much, Rene, for sparing your valuable time, sharing your experiences, knowledge and wisdom, and giving the best of the tips to all the youngsters who are likely to contest any beauty pageants all across the globe, how to win the crowns. If you are courageous and confident, you can win any crown of the world and win any battle of the world in spite of having any hardship or obstacles you come across. So that is what you taught to everybody, and especially today in your interview. You are courageous enough to say about all your hardship which you undergo. So thank you so very much, and wishing you all the very best in all your forthcoming projects, and see you very soon. Once again, wonderful, outstanding, amazing interview you've given.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I feel very honored. I would like to thank Mr. Bharat, Madam Simran, IndusTV, and Riva Comics.
Wow, what a great experience. Taking you across the world, we are here coming at your doorstep. I'm going to once again request you all to please share this with all your loved ones, because it's been a very special episode here on Queens Forever. A humble thanks to our Miss Rene Crystal Hamlet, our very leading queen of Miss USA Transcontinental 2021-2022. All the very best to you for your future endeavors. And thank you for watching us here. A humble thanks to River Comics, Be International, and IndusTV Global for this unique show. See you guys soon. Take care. Bye. And God bless.